This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. My thoughts on Alpha Widows. Yeah, yo. It was interesting. For those who don't know, an Alpha Widow, those type of women who, in their younger years, only dealt with the top tier men, the alpha males, the select men, Mr. Goodbar. And as a result, they imprinted in such a way that even when they get older and really should be lowering their standards to find a functional relationship, they can't. I kind of talked about this in my video, Addicted to Mr. Goodbar. Basically, the alpha widow is she's just that woman. Imprinted. She was imprinted first by a top dog, and that's very important. And that's very important to understand because the reality is most women, when they are imprinted, they are not imprinted by alphas, contrary to popular belief. All these women, they having sex for the first time. Yeah, they got a bunch of women chasing them. These good bars, the top dogs got all these women chasing them. But the reality is, you're talking a small percentage of men. And one thing about young girls, especially, they are way more pragmatic. And contrary to popular belief, many of them have sex with those non select men their first time. Or a guy who might be seen as non select to the greater community, but maybe select to them. I mean, you do have situations where, you know, a guy who would be normally non-select gets into a relationship, has a little girlfriend or something, and they have sex, or their approximation of it. Especially when you got a lot of these young girls who just damn near giving it away. And I've had several women tell me too that their first guys was not that like buff pretty boy, with the or the popular guy. It was just really an ordinary guy. So no, not even most women are alpha widows, and it is fascinating to me because I used to call them star chasers or good bar chasers because you meet them and one, well, I'm gonna just be raw with it. If you ain't like if you ain't in that top tier, they are some straight up bitches. And people who know me closely know I don't like using that word even in private, but I can't think of a more descriptive word. Like, you get some of these alpha widows, and I mean, damn. Like most women, to believe it or not, most women are going to be at least civil to a guy that they might consider non select. And most women, and also, too, the reality is many non select men do get married. They do have relationships. These women will go for them. Now, in many cases, since they non-select, they ain't going to get what the other guy get. But a lot of them get something decent. But alpha widows, though, oh man, shoot, those women, they will not listen to what I'm saying. They ain't even going to settle down. I mean, shoot, they going to. I mean, they going to. They got all those like, the jocks, the bad boys, the players, the pretty boys when they were young. They honestly feel like they should be doing that when they're 35 and 40. And I mean, I've met women. I'm serious. I've met some women. You look at them, and it's like, damn, they in their 30s and 40s. Killer bodies, even 50s, killer bodies, looking all good. Ain't never been married. Probably engaged about 15 times or something, but never married. And they want a man though. They want a man, but see, when they say man, they should really qualify. They should just say, "Look, I want Mr. Goodbar. I want Mr. Goodbar to act right, or to get that, actually try to get a career or something, or I want that like alpha male." And I mean, a lot of time, I'm gonna be honest. A big problem with a lot of men in examining just women's overall behavior have a tendency to focus too much on the alpha widows because of course they fine and stuff, so you want to pay attention to them, but they don't represent all women though. And that's the thing. I mean, they all in their own thing because, like I said earlier, right? Contrary to popular belief, most most women's first time was not with the traditional alpha male. Now, because you got some guys, they might not be quite up there, but they meet some woman and they have that, they have that little relationship, and that's cool. That's cool. Or there's some other cases, more heinous cases I'm not going to get into, but you know, sometimes there's some regular dudes. Hey, they get their cut, and that when they impress the woman. So when a woman gets older, she's more amenable to dealing with the non-select guy, the so-called beta male. As long as he got a little something going on for him. And that's why, I mean, even now, that's why you still see functional relationships, despite all the stuff going on, everybody complaining and all of that. People still getting married. People still having relationships. People still having functional. I mean, yeah, the percentage is low. Let's just be honest. But it still happens. But that alpha widow, though, oh man, shoot, she's that type. I mean, she that type. They probably making up the milfs and cougars out there. To be real with you, because they that type. They be at the club or something, still trying to see if they got it. I mean, and sometimes, sometimes it gets a little ridiculous with them. They be like, yeah, be like 45 and stuff. Be chasing down that 21-year-old young boy. And I'm gonna tell you what though, for the men, if you meet that good bar chasing type of woman who shows that she has an inclination or maybe an alpha widow, and you can tell in some cases, like when you meet a woman, have real conversations. And I've said this in other videos, but have real conversations. Don't be afraid to ask about who she dated before. Forget all that mess like, well, the past is the past. Hell no, it's never the past. Because, like I said in that ghost video, those men still with her. So, y'all, shoot, you need to find out. Pay attention to who she looking at. When y'all out, you know, is she just looking around in general, or is she focusing on, like, some big, tall, buffed ass dude? Seriously. Or if she tell you, oh, yeah, I used to date this NBA player, psh, pay attention. Because the thing with an alpha widow, they can shoot. From personal experience, I can tell you, they shit, they pretty good. Shit, they even cool with you. If if this is a very important if you in that alpha category, but if you ain't, man, forget it, man. Like I knew this one woman, right? And I love her to death, though. I ain't gonna lie, that's my girl. But she an alpha widow, though. She's an alpha widow. Like I even tell her about herself sometimes, cause well, I'm the tough love brother. So if I tell a woman I love her, man, and their shit stink, I'm like, baby, your shit stink. Go wipe your ass, please. So but I've seen this woman reject like very decent men, like men with money, everything, because they weren't quite like that. At least that physical alpha male. Like three, four, five, eight, nine dudes who like had by most civilized standards had their shit together. Well, shit, let some pretty boy come in the picture. Shit, she lose her damn mind. And yeah, I fuck with her on it. She know it. If she ever get around listening to this video, she gonna say, "Rom, just thank you for that calling my name." Yeah, I wasn't gonna call your name, baby, because I love you like that. But I'm still tell you about yourself. But yeah, that it's interesting to me. Cause like I said, man, I've dealt with some, and I'll let y'all think about why they would, you know, hook up with me. I'll let y'all figure that out. But for the most part, though, I don't know. You know what, man? Sometimes they like, in a way, you kind of, well, me. Y'all probably like have zero sympathy for him, and that's cool. But me, I just look at him like, damn, y'all, that's a fucked up situation. You gonna live a lonely ass life. Go get some cats, baby. Seriously. Because it's actually better for like a woman if she actually like her imprint and her younger years she dealt with like more, for lack of a better term, average dudes. It's actually better for her because she's better off for finding a function. She has a greater range for finding it. Because the thing about alpha widows, their pool is small. I mean, because they employing the full scarcity model, and the scarcity model, you know what? That's another video. I do, basically, in a nutshell, for at least for in the context of this conversation, basically, instead of feeling like there's like a bunch of attractive partners, there's only a few, and thus you have to, they have to really compete for that few. And basically, the society we live in, or most women, even if they not alpha widows, they employing that scarcity model. They feel like there's only a few partners for them, when in reality that's not the case. But anyway, that subject warrants a whole other video. And yes, I'm writing it down. Anyway, yeah, those are just my thoughts. This video is more off the cuff. I'm just sitting here chilling, thinking about some alpha widows now, because even though I'm about to turn 52 in a few weeks, and these women in their 40s and 50s, they still single for some reason, and they still open for a phone call from a brother. So anyway, I gotta go handle some business, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.